AskReddit by David Vitavec. What is an illegal thing most people don't know is illegal? Petting a manatee. I learned this today on Reddit, actually. Apparently, they are super friendly, but you're not supposed to give them pets or attention. I guess they don't want them to approach boat props looking for a pet. Username is on point. It is illegal to hunt whales in the Great Salt Lake. The only thing that can even live in the Great Salt Lake is brine shrimp. It used to be full of whales till they were all hunted. Threatening employees for discussing their pay and compensation. I brought up to my boss that it was ridiculous that I was at the job I was at for a year and a half and was getting paid the same amount as these two women that were literally tragically bad at the job. Keep in mind, it's a factory, and an important part was that I was the team lead, and I went into the fact that not only was I the team lead and hadn't gotten the raise I was supposed to get, but that I knew how to do everything in our department and I had a forklift license on top of that, and these two women that didn't even know how to use a pallet jack were paid the same as me. ISTG. His only response was, well, IDK, how you know how much they get paid? And I said, well, considering we literally advertise how much we pay on the website, I'm going to assume that they don't get paid less than that. Vermont has a law on the books, 1999, that a good faith effort must be put in to serve apple pie with either a scoop of ice cream, cold milk, or a slice of cheddar cheese no less than 0.5 ounces. Does it specify Vermont cheddar? If not, they missed an opportunity. It's illegal to pick Venus flytrap plants in North Carolina, the only place in the US where the plants grow in the wild. Pitcher plants also suffer a similar fate here in NJ. If you ever find one and post on Facebook about where you found it like a fucking dumbass, it'll be poached in 24 hours. Horses in Marshalltown, Iowa can't eat fire hydrants. Okay, good. I've been concerned about that. Oral sex is illegal in, like, 20 US states, but not enforced. It can't be enforced due to a case Lawrence vs. Texas. It was mainly to target gay couples and was only used on them, really, but it was deemed unconstitutional in that case. In some municipalities, more than 8 women cannot live in a house together because it's considered a brothel. Waving someone on in traffic. Except for traffic cops and construction workers who direct traffic. Tailgating. Putting something in a person's mailbox without sending it via the post. I went to Ball State University as Muncie, Indiana in the early 2000s, and the sororities weren't allowed to have houses because of the 8 women in a house together rule. It is illegal to drive without your headlights on when it's raining in Norway. How the hell am I going to know if it's raining in Norway? You had me in the first half. Was about to be like, doesn't everywhere require lights in the rain? Hanging things from the rear view mirror, in some states, at least, including California. They'll take my fuzzy dice when they pry them from my cold dead hands. Tinted license plate covers. In some places, even clear license plate covers are illegal while on the road. Frames are typically okay, but the plate numbers have to be entirely uncovered. Turning on light in the car when your dad is driving at night. Everyone who has a dad knows that is illegal. In Trenton, New Jersey, it's illegal to throw bad pickles in the street. Org 2023-1103 Historic Happenings, the Trenton Pickle Ordinance. But good pickles are okay? In London, it is illegal to hold a fish suspiciously. Not just London, it's the whole UK. Section 32 of the Salmon Act 1986 outlines the provision against handling salmon in suspicious circumstances. This section creates an offence in England and Wales or Scotland for any person who receives or disposes of any salmon in circumstances where they believe, or could reasonably believe, that the salmon has been illegally fished. The aim of this provision is to reduce salmon poaching by making the handling of poached salmon a criminal offense. Owning more than 6 dildos in the state of Texas. They can pry my 7th dildo from my cold, dead ass. In the state of CT, a pickle is not legally a pickle unless it bounces. All you locals harboring non-bouncing pickles may as well be felons as far as I'm concerned. There are pickles that just go splat? I recently discovered in my city, in Europe, we're actually not allowed to BBQ on our balconies. Unknowingly I violated this already hundreds of times. I thought I had a way around this once. The George Foreman outdoor grill. Full electric. So I'm out on the balcony grilling and one of my neighbors calls the fire department. They show up and say I have to shut it down. I ask, since it's electric I can use it inside, right? They say absolutely. We both stare at each other for a bit. I say okay and they take off. In Canada, transporting alcohol across provincial borders without a permit. The restriction for transporting alcohol across provincial borders was eliminated at the federal level in 2019. However, provinces can still have restrictions, so it varies at that level. Ontario eliminated personal restrictions in 2019 as well. According to the LCBO website, individuals are permitted to bring any quantity of beverage alcohol into Ontario on their person from other Canadian provinces or territories, as long as it is for personal consumption and not for resale or commercial use. Riding a bike drunk. It's still considered to be drunk driving, whether the vehicle has 4 wheels or 2, or whether the vehicle has a motor or not. It's apparently illegal to take a dump on your ex-wife's lawn at 3 AM on a Tuesday, regardless of jurisdiction. Are oddly specific. According to Florida Statute 812.014, the punishment for horse theft is hanging. That's actually really common for old laws. When you steal a horse in the olden times, you stole a man's livelihood and probably entire net worth. If you also stole it in the wilderness, you most likely killed the person. The horse usually carries all the supplies needed for survival. Overnighting a spouse's ADHD medicine to them while they are on vacation in another state. Any controlled medicine. Xanax would be another notable one. In California, it's illegal to ride e-scooters on the sidewalk. They also require a valid driver's license. In the UK, it's not illegal to ride them, but it is illegal on a sidewalk and in the road. There is an exception for organized ride-share schemes. Unmarried women who parachute on Sundays may be fined or jailed in the state of Florida. So do Florida's skydiving service providers actually ask women about their marital status if she wants to skydive on Sundays. In a lot of states, it's illegal to pick up random cash off the ground. Once you do, you're legally required to turn it into the police or make a good faith effort to return it to its owner. Not that any of that ever happens. My good faith effort is looking left, then right before putting it in my pocket.